How's it going, everybody? Sean, also known as Cooley. I have a quick review for you guys today, and it's going to be on the Yam Fam. It's inside of this Amazon box right here. If you're noticing a change in quality, that is because I've upgraded to a camera finally. So, hopefully I'll be able to make you guys some better content using the right utensils now. I'm not just recording off my phone, so it's a nice change of pace. I hope you guys enjoy it and notice it. If you guys don't, then, oh well, what can I really do? Oh, I'm already seeing the box. Oh snap, there they are. Whoa, okay. This is exciting, I saw Strike U actually made a review on these already, so go check his out if you haven't already. Yeah, this is the Yam Fam, as it says right here on the box. Toy Story logo right here. Of course, we got Mr., Mrs. the Alien, which is exactly what's in this pack. Mr., Mrs. and the Alien. It says 33 pieces. I've not seen any of the newer potato heads in person, so I'm a little curious to see how this is going to look, especially because they have pants now and a skirt. Don't know how to feel about that, but this is a completely live, raw reaction in person, so let's cut them open, see what we got inside. Oh, okay. Take the alien out. Yeah, that was the alien. Top to the alien. Uh-oh, these are the pants, I don't know. Ooh, focus camera. I don't know how to feel about these just yet. You know what? Let's just do this the Cooley way. Oh, these bodies are really small. What did they do to Mr. Potato Head? Everything in the pack is right here. Alright, the Yam Fam. So, this is probably my most anticipated part right here, the noses. And I see exactly what Strike was talking about. That kind of texture on there. Kind of like a matte finish. I talked to Picasso earlier, and he said it's possibly and probably most likely because it has grip. Ooh, there's a lot of bend in the pegs. Okay. Well, guess we gotta do a quick time-lapse of me assembling all the pieces, so that'll be right now. Alright, so I'm going to give my honest opinions here about how I feel about the toy itself and how I feel about the likeliness. I'm really happy to see some new molds. I think these eyes are phenomenal. I think the ears, they're great. Now, when I say phenomenal, I don't say they're like 100% movie accurate by any means, but I think for a Mr. Potato Head representation from Playskool Hasbro, this is the best I think we've gotten. I think these eyes be easily the Toy Story 4. The ears, of course, do too. Those are completely new molded, just like the eyes and the noses. The alien here, I don't have much to say about. It's new, it's different. It definitely caught me off guard. I don't really care for him. I didn't buy the pack for him, but he is a little cool, I guess, Potato Head little alien. I'm going to start with Mr. here. I can't get past the pants, honestly. I think the pants are just a horrible addition to these toys. And I understand for kids, you know, it gives them a lot more free will and creativity to kind of do whatever. I'm not a fan of it though, honestly. When it comes to everything else though, I mean, I feel like the parts are overall small, and that's definitely because the body is small. I mean, and I don't even want to get started on this new back compartment. I hate it. I think this is horrible. Just a complete shadow of what Mr. Potato Head used to be. And I'm sure a lot of people might feel the same way. I think the mouth is cool, but, I mean, it looks cool with the mustache and stuff on, and then you look at it itself, and it's just like Strike U said, it's a basic Potato Head mouth. Nothing really much to it. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I'm mainly interested in this product for the ears, the nose, and the eyes. The mustache, I think, is too over-detailed. Strike U also mentioned that. The arms suck. These are little baby arms. These shoes suck. They could have at least done better, because at least on Mrs. it's like, okay, those actually kind of look like Mrs. Potato Head's heels. That's new, that's different, that's great. I wish there was a lot more to say. If I'm not mistaken, these noses are completely identical in shape. Yes, they are. So that's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. The Toy Story 4 one at least had different molds. These are the exact same mold, it looks like to me. This one might be a little wider, actually. Might just be me, though. But if anything, I feel like this might look a little more like Mr.'s nose. I think they're a little different. This looks more like Mr.'s nose in the movie than this one, I believe. That's just first guess. I have to give him a closer look, of course. I think it's cool to see new parts, but I do think they should have taken a step back into memory lane and got out some of the... Okay, so my camera battery actually died. But what I was saying is I wish that they went back into the old archives and got out some of the old Potato Head bodies to make this work, and even the arms. I mean, with the production of all these new parts, I don't know what, of course, Hasbro and Play School has at their factory anymore. Clearly, this is an exact representation of the times are changing and the toy is completely freaking different. But I do think they have a nice presentation. I think everything from the waist up is probably the best we've seen. I do think Mrs. looks a little too compact and bug-eyed, but that's obviously because of the body that she's on. Mr., on the other hand, I think his proportions are nice. Not a fan of that mustache, nor the mouth. I think the Toy Story 4 mouth was a lot better, and I wish I had those here to compare them, but I don't own those anymore. Of course, no suction hat, which it's a choking hazard. This hat sculpt is a lot different and crappier compared to what we've seen in the future. The past is what I mean. The future is a complete horrible remake, in my opinion. I mean, I'm going to keep saying it. There's not much I can really say about these two. I'm happy that I'm able to, give you guys a look on what they look like, especially in good quality and everything. But I mean, these are not the Toy Story potato heads that we want. Hasbro could have easily done something. I mean, I think the Pop and Parts potato head was great. I think the body shape on it was phenomenal. I think that the bigger shoes on it were pretty cool, although they weren't separate. And I think the parts on it honestly look a lot more detailed. I'm pretty sure, though, they don't have the indents that, are movie accurate, like the back of the ears having this detail. But other than that, I think that potato head might win. I don't have it in person, so I really would not know. But now I'm tempted to grab that and see the difference between the two. I mean, for $22, you get good value. I mean, you get two potato heads, you get an alien, which if you ask me, I feel like this alien here, the money that it cost to produce him should have been put into other parts for these guys, like different eyes, his angry eyes, different mouthpieces, bigger arms, etc., etc., and better shoes, because they went the mile on misses here, because these actually look pretty nice. Like, come on, those are, I'll give you a good look. Those are pretty nice. I mean, besides them being flat up here, that might be the best presentation of Mrs. Potato Head feet that we've seen. Mr., on the other hand, these are just schmuck. These, I bet you these are on other potato heads, same as his pants. But now what I'm going to do is, this actually came in the mail today too, ironically enough. I got this Bendy Arms potato head off of Vinted, which I posted a reel up on Instagram about. And just to kind of give you comparison, they do all stand at the same height. But that's honestly for one reason and one reason only. They have pants. The size difference is actually crazy on the potatoes itself. I don't know how to really feel about it, honestly. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put Mr.'s parts onto this. I know Strike did that as well. But I do want to show you guys. And I'm curious for myself because this is all just raw live reaction that I got going on right here. Okay, I'm keeping shoes on because these are so much better than what we're seeing over here. Ooh, that just clicked. There's no hole on these ones because these ones actually rock suction hats, so can't really give him his hat right now. Here's a little other time lapse of me, I guess, piecing them together. Okay, we're back. So this looks just miles better to me than it being on that body. Some of the parts are actually growing on me now. I do think the mustache is still, really small and undersized. The nose, I think, is honestly fine. The eyes, I'm still a fan of, but, I don't really like what they did here with the Pac-Man shape. It's just, they're going for this weird kawaii look, is what it feels like to me, which I get it, but I mean, as a kid who grew up with, obviously this is a 1980s body, I didn't have this, but from the 90s to the early 2000s, Toy Story 3 era, they were still making parts just like these. Maybe just a different material because these are rubber pegs and stuff. But the representation was still the same. And I just think those were just a lot better. And obviously I'm a little biased because that's what I grew up with. But I mean, at the end of the day, Toy Story revived the Mr. Potato Head franchise as it is. And I know with the years with them not having a movie out and, Don Rickles unfortunately passing, there wasn't market for Toy Story potato heads until the 5th film. So over those years, they kind of had to pivot and persist and I guess figure out ways to stay in business and continue making potato heads. And I think this was their way of just trying to rebrand and remodel and all that stuff. So I understand why, But I do think if they went the extra mile for the pop-in parts potato head, they could have went the extra mile for this buddy pack here. But I actually do really like this. Like, I feel like this is okay to throw on a shelf without any modding or anything. Of course, with the proper hat on there. I think this is nice. I do wish he had a toy mode mouth, but I mean, what can I do? The likeliness is there, seeing it on the classic body with the bendy arms. So, seeing it like this, I'm happy that these newer parts are compatible with these older parts. And I'm a fan of this right here. I think this is how he's going to be displayed until further notice, until I start customizing, because that's the reason why I bought these parts, so I can make customs. I'm sure you're probably curious about how Mrs. parts are going to look on here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for y'all now as well. Alright, and we're back. So, obviously I'm not going to put the heels on there because I don't think I can. I know I can't, but like, once again, presentation looks a lot better. Obviously, the design wasn't made with the smile, so like, looks a little funny. I do think the eyes are a little too close to the nose again, but it was designed for this. But even on this one, the eyes are way too close to the nose. So, I mean, I like it though. I honestly think if you grab some classic bodies and you throw these parts on them, they are passable. And they're definitely the best thing you can get. I mean, this whole pack costed me like, what, 22 bucks? So, I can't really complain about that. You get both potato heads. If you have some old potato head parts, and you can, mix and match and have your fun with those. And yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely a step up from the Toy Story 5, in my opinion. Or the Toy Story 4 potato heads, in my opinion. I do think it looks a lot better. I do wish it looked a little better. And I feel like we should have gotten something like this. Obviously, without the bendy arms, those stopped being produced, I mean, years ago. Actually, kind of give you all a little visual presentation, I guess, if we were to theoretically screw some holes in here and then put the Mrs. Heels on them. But you can kind of get an idea, and I do think that looks actually pretty nice. Here, I'll move my big old hand blocking y'all's view. Like, that has potential there. And I might be able to do something with these heels, so I'm going to do my best to see what I can come up with and cook up. That's pretty much it, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. And I do say, hey, you want potato heads, you want a decent presentation, you want something on the low, you don't want to spend money on seeds, toys, you don't want to spend money on collection potato head, you don't want to put the effort into customizing one, grab this pack, throw them on a classic body, and call it a day. I think it's good enough for that, and I think the presentation is 100% there. So, I'm not going to say this is a flop. I think this had a lot of potential, and I think what really was the deal breaker here was just how times have changed and what they turned potato heads into now. I mean, golly, this is just tiny. Super, super tiny in comparison. So if Play School wants to bring back some old looks, because even this looks too big. If Play School wants to bring back some old looks, I think it's all right there. And the money is all there too. I don't think us fans should have to go through the processes of having to do our own work. I do know they are kids' toys at the end of the day, but think of like the collection potato head. Thinkway Toys and Hasbro Play School both produced that toy. They know there's a market for collector's edition stuff, especially with Toy Story. I mean, it's a cash cow of a movie and franchise, and there's always going to be money to make on the merchandise. And honestly, all the merchandise this year really did not hit at all. And I blame Mattel, I can't really blame Play School, but I can in a way because of what they're doing now. Just, we're in a different time, y'all, and it's really a shame. We don't have the right people, I guess, in the head of the offices making the calls and the choices and the decisions. But that's just what we live in now. Hopefully, I know they're making a 6th movie. Hopefully we see some better things. Or maybe they see all this feedback and they want to make some collector's edition stuffs or some other types of things. I don't know what they have in mind. I can just only hope that it's going to be good. But that's going to conclude this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.